That should be good now. All right. Thank God. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to your Division 1 stream here for the Portuguese Grand Prix at Portimao. I am going to be your host for today, Dave's Freak, alongside my co-commentator, Slicks. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty well. And yourself?
Doing all right.
So what's your
Mostly
predictions today?
Well, if it's anything like the race was this morning, I'll be pretty happy. Of course, in this division, I don't think really have anyone completely dominating the championship. No, it's currently a four-man race right now between Aldaf, Muddy Biscuit, Easton, and FGE Adam. FGE Adam, of course, leading the championship by 1 point over Easton, 105 to 104. Oh no, good news. Actually, Adam is here for the race. First man out of the pits is the Alpine of Harpen. I believe Harpen has gotten the full-time seat with Alpine now. I'm going to have to check the paddock to be sure of that, though. And no, he hasn't. He is reserving tonight for JJ Hudson. Other reserves include Edarau, perhaps? Edarau. In the Haas, replacing Harry. Right on board here with the Alpine of Harpen, coming through the final corner now, up the hill. Going to open the DRS for his first lap, across the line now. Down the hill here into turn 1, top speed of 202 miles an hour there. On the 6th gear for turn 1, followed immediately by turn 2 and 3. Goes very wide through turn 3 here. Gotta be careful through turn 4. This is a very easy place to lose the rear end. Opens the DRS down this back stretch. It's 22.638 through the first sector. Now down the hill to turn 5. Second gear hairpin here. Gotta hope this Aston Martin ahead of him gets out of the way quickly. Another place very hard to get right. Turn 8, Samsung corner. The end of the second sector, it's a 52.96.
We've had race spin on turn 4.
3 already. Boy, I know I've seen a handful of yellows there, but alright, wow.
The Muddy Biscuits going purple sector 1.
Across the line, it's an 18.441 for F1XR Harpen. Going way off the track to allow the Aston Martin through. Not Muddy Biscuit, it's the other Aston of Tornado. Got Moritz, the next man to cross the line. He'll be starting his hot lap now. So we're going to move back to Muddy Biscuit. Out of the final corner now. He's opened up the DRS, and across the line it's going to be an 18.167. Red Bull of Reese B07. Going to start a hot lap here now. A real hot lap, that is. Top speed of 203 miles an hour down the pit straight. Greg with a 17.5. Wow.
It's a very good lap from him.
Certainly is. Next two to cross the line are starting their hot laps now, being Dan Burnett and Steffi Weffy Gamer.
We have Tornado coming down the pit straight now, activates the DRS and sets in 27.3. That must have been a banker or something.
Perhaps he lost that out of turn. He was one of those guys who lost that out of turn 4. In your opinion, what would you say is the hardest part of this track to get right?
Probably turn 1, and I don't know what one, but it's another. Well, probably the hairpin as well.
Me personally, I'd say it's turns 4 and turn 8 here as Tornado has just come out of the exit of it. Reese takes pole position by less than 0.03 of a second. It's a 17.514. Next one to cross the line will be the Alfa Romeo of Steffi Weffy. We move over to him now. Down the hill. Now back up the hill. Opens the DRS and across the line. It's a 17.7. It's good enough for P3. Not a bad lap at all from the Alfa Romeo. And Tornado across the line puts up a 17.0. Wow. So that second lap he put up clearly did
He done that
wonders
with like
for him.
hardly any ERS as well. It's very impressive from Tornado.
Muddy Biscuit doing another lap here. Did a hot lap, a cool down lap, and then another lap here. Aldaf starting another lap, or starting his first lap of the session here. Williams not far behind him. It's a 21.922 through the first sector for the Red Bull of Aldaf. But going back to that question I asked earlier, I'd say the hardest parts of the track to get right are turns 4 and 8 easily. Turn 1 is very close. I'd say it's probably the third hardest corner to get right. But turn 4, you're going uphill, and it's a blind left-hander that's going uphill. It's just makes the car feel terrible. Even if you're running full, whether you're running full traction, no traction, full throttle, half throttle, no throttle, it's just awful altogether. It's awful. Just turn 8's the same way. The only difference is it's a different direction.
Yeah.
Aldaf across the line now is going to be a 16.9. Over a tenth and a half ahead of Tornado here.
Yeah, Snedden and oh no, that's not Snedden. Or Howes to be starting his hot lap now.
The Haas not far behind. It's Moritz. He's put up a better lap. 17.682. Mr. Pigeon Munch has left the session. Hopefully we can get him an invite.
Is the Xbox?
He is, yes.
Then I can invite him.
You can't?
I can.
You can, yeah, never mind.
Just invite him.
Alright, good stuff.
By reading the Discord in the Division 1 chat, oh, Snedden goes 16.8.
Wow,
puts
16.8.
the AlphaTauri on pole. Yeah, back to what I was saying. In the Division 1 chat, you're saying that Sam Howes is one of the quickest at this track. And he goes a purple sector 2.
Well, that's the plus side about being Sam Howes. He is definitely one of the fastest drivers in this division. Downside is he's just got the worst luck. FG Adam, your championship leader, puts up a lap good enough for P3 at 16.993. Caesar Wizard
16.5.
not far behind. Wow.
He's showing his pace
Put him in
today.
F0. I mean, sheesh, that's an absolutely monstrous lap time. He's a wizard, as I was gonna say before that happened.
White,
puts
the
up a
next
17,
person to cross the
26.
line, to set a 16.8. Now we have
Snedden, who splits the front row for AlphaTauri.
Etero's the next driver to cross the line and sets a 16.9.
Puts them P4.
Now the Mercedes of Legends, 121.1, and Tom sets a 16.7.
Very good lap from the Ferrari there.
And I think we have Easton coming down the pit straight to start his hot lap.
I'm right on board with him. Top speed of 202 miles an hour down the pit straight, down to 5th gear, loses the rear end just a little bit. Right hand kink from turn 2, immediately followed by turn 3, a little hairpin there. Good job, a little wide on the exit of turn 4 though. Opens up the DRS again to 22.1 through the first sector. 3rd gear down the hill for the hairpin of turn 5 on the exit now. Left hand kink of turn 6, followed immediately by 7 and 8. Down to 3rd gear here for turn 8.
Sam Howell's retires in the pits, so there's countdown.
Has out F. I thought someone had retired on track. No, it's a 51.981 for Easton in the middle sector. He looks like he's improved, or he's catching back up to the leaders and what they were doing in the middle sector.
Tornado says Sam Howell's is top 50 around Portugal in TT.
I actually, yes, that is confirmed. I looked at Portugal TT earlier this morning and he was absolutely cracked. It's a 17-0 for Easton. Good enough for P9.
Dan Burnett is the next one to cross the line with a 17-0.
4 thousandths of a second off of Easton.
Behind Easton.
Easton's 4 thousandths of a second off Tornado. They don't even need They don't even need 5 thousandths of a.
Do you have Reese?
They only need 5 thousandths of a second to pass to a guy ahead.
Hot lap. Got Greg coming around the last corner, and yeah, he's going into the pits.
Reese doesn't look to be improving here in the first sector, down by over 3/10.
We have Tornado.
Move over to IGN Legends. He is
a 10th down on his time.
Is in the pits.
Around turn 7 and invalidates it. It's very unfortunate from him.
Dan Burnett also invalidating here.
It would be Easton coming up to the straight, but he's probably gonna go into the pits.
That's what he does. Dan Burnett running out of fuel, so he'll definitely be coming in this time by.
And then we have
Reese. Across the line, it'll be Reese.
Looking to start a quicker lap than his 17.5.
Dan Burnett has retired in the pits. He's pretty low down the order, though. It's a very risky strategy call here by the Mercedes driver.
Tom's retired as well. Reese
Dan Burnett's forgotten what kind of monster track evolution is here. C. White has retired. He's currently sitting P3. Reese still not finding any time in the first sector, down by 14 thousandths of a second.
Have Mort starting their second hot lap.
Man, ahead of Reese on track is Muddy Biscuit. He's on his out lap right now. Also got Steffi Weffy out on track.
What do you think will have the quickest time today than Days?
Well, I think it's going to be Sam. I mean, a good bit over 2/10 ahead of P2. and he put that time up about 5 minutes before Tom did, so not literally 5 minutes, but every second on this track is
And that was his
more and more
first
evolution.
lap as well.
Yeah.
Reese crosses the
And
line with a 16.9.
much better time from the Red Bull there. It overtakes his own teammate.
Will be... Oh, Mortz gets purple sector 2 with being 4/10 up on his time.
He's a Wizard also improving through the first two sectors, over a 10.5 found. How much more time did the McLaren find as he crosses the line? It's almost a quarter of a second. It puts him up to P9. Down to Mortz.
He sets a 17.1, putting him P13.
Certainly doesn't. I don't think he even gained a position. I think he may have just stayed P13.
Next one to cross the line would be Legends, starting his second outlap.
Muddy Biscuit, we're going to move over to him. He's in the third sector now. He's found less than a tenth through the first two sectors. He's going to have to find at least 2 more tenths to get 14th off of Legends and get into Q2. Less than a minute now left on the clock. What more are we going to find out of these drivers? Muddy Biscuit lost about a half a tenth in the final sector. And now he's going to have to, or I should say he's going to have to really push on this lap, even though he's got no ERS left. We got Easton crossing the line now. He's going to do his final hot lap of the session. Harpin also crossing the line. He's doing his final lap. Move over to Caesar Wizard. He's out of fuel. No, not quite, but he's going to run out of fuel soon. So he dives into the pits. He's currently P9. He might be safe. He retires in the pits. Mr. Pigeon Munch is currently serving a a qualifying ban. Steffi Weffy finds, no, he doesn't find anything actually. That was his out lap. He's on a hot lap now. Checkered flag is waving. IGN Legends dives into the pits, as does Mortz. Neither of those two thinking they can find any more time. Move over to Muddy Biscuit. He's lost over 2 tenths in the first two sectors. How much more time? Can he find any time at all in this final sector? He's going to find 12 hundredths of a second. He's not found it at all. He's dove into the pits, and that is his session over. Greg FFC4 isn't going to give up just yet. He crosses the line. It's a 17.3. It's just enough to take P15. Easton across the line takes P9 with a 17.009 second lap. Doesn't look like Harpin was able to find at least not nearly enough time to gain or get his way into Q2. It's P18 and 19 for the Alpines. Just a terrible start for them. Muddy Biscuit 17th and 16th, Steffi Weffy, which means Greg makes it through by 16 thousandths of a second. Other drivers that make it through include IGN Legends, Mortz, Dan Burnett, Tornado, Caesar Wizard, Easton, Adam, Aldaf, Reese, Edarau or Edarau, I don't know. Someone's gonna have to tell us in the chat how to pronounce that. Snedden, C. White, Tom, and Sam Howes on pole position here for Q1. And we got the AI racing each other here. Again, just to reiterate, the bottom four here: Steffi Weffy Gamer, Muddy Biscuit, Harpin, and Mr. Pigeon Munch are your bottom four. Mr. Pigeon Munch, of course, serving a qualifying ban. And your top 15 all separated by a little over 0.8 of a second. Definitely looking very, very speedy here. First man out of the pits is going to be the Williams of not C. White, but Adam. The drivers out on outlaps now, including Dan Burnett, Easton, the Red Bull of Reese, Haas of Mortz. We got the Ferrari out. Ferrari of Greg. And the Alpha Tauris has just come out of the garage. It's going to be Snedden. Move over to Adam, right on board with him. To the final corner now, he's got the ERS on. Across the line. Opens the DRS. 201 miles an hour top speed for him. Oh, touches the inside curve just a bit. Doesn't seem like it's upset his car too much. Oh, almost loses out of turn 4. Opens the DRS down this back straight. 22.13. Third gear here for the hairpin. See the clouds looming large over the track now. Yellow's in sector 2. It's for a Red Bull. Might be Aldaf trying to stay out of the way of Aston. Not sure, but cross line is going to be a 16.9 for FGE Adam. Dan Burnett, 18.0. It's P2 for him, at least for now. Easton, the next man to cross the line. Across the line, it'll be a 17.395. It's P2 for him. Next man across the line will be Tornado. He's going to start his first hot lap, though, so we go over to Mortz. Across the line, it's going to be a 17.044. It's P2. Reese with a 33.2 takes P5. Greg 17.55. It's P4. Snedden takes pole position with a 16.86. Almost a tenth ahead of Adam. Aldaf out of the final corner now, up the hill, opens the DRS and across the line. It's a 17-7. It's P1 for the Red Bull. Next man across the line is C. White. Go over to Sam Howes. 21.795 through the first sector. Samsung down the hill like a roller coaster there. Turn 9 up the hill. Partially, originally blind right-hander of turn 10. Turn 11. 51.374 through the first two sectors, by the way. Through the penultimate corner, goes a little wide mid-corner. Not too wide on exit, though. Through the final corner now. Up the hill, across the line. It's going to be a 16.3. Almost 4 tenths. Almost 4 tenths to Aldaf. Incredible lap time from the AlphaTauri driver. C. White across the line puts up a 17.1, which certainly could be promising. I imagine you could find it over 3/4 of a second on that time there. Tom finishing his out lap now, and he started his hot lap. Got PMR Tornado, 51.778. Can keep it valid through this final sector. Up the hill opens up the DRS, and across the line, it's going to be a 16.856. It's P3. Got Howes, I think, should be coming on an in-lap now. Oh, I'm pretty confident if you're C. White, you should give your teammate a tow here. Unless he's on like 0.1 laps of fuel and runs out halfway across, halfway down the pit straight. He's a wizard. I didn't realize he was on a lap there. 17.2 for him. It's PA. Adam is going to cross the line and finish his out lap. Tom across the line in just a moment. It's a 17.177. Very similar time to C. White, who also put up his time on the medium tires. We're going to look at best time, and yeah, there's only 2 drivers who put up their best time on mediums. IGN Legends across the line puts up a 40.97. Dan Burnett put up an 18.009. Only one left on track that has yet to put up a lap time is in Sector 3 of their outlap. The Haas of Edarau. Got Caesar Wizard here. Might be thinking about running another lap. I'm thinking they're going to be coming into the pits, though. They've yet to turn on the ERS. Probably exactly what they're doing here. Adam has lifted completely off the gas, and he's just going to roll into the pit lane, which... each their own. Do what you want to do. Dan Burnett, who's improved by almost a second through the first 2 sectors, and across the line, it's going to be a 16.6. P2 for the Mercedes. His teammate, IGN Legends, put up a 20.2. He had invalidated, so of course it didn't count. I don't think he's going to be able to put up a lap here. Unless he can find a cheeky way to lift a little bit and not use up all his fuel here. And this is the problem. If you want to do 2 or more laps, you got to put in the fuel for it. You cannot underfuel on this, or it'll really hurt you. About 5 minutes and 20 seconds or so left. Itarao across the line has put up a 16.943, 6 thousandths of a second off the back of your championship leader here. C. White back on the mediums again. Currently sits P10. And again, you look at the times. Only 2 have put up a lap on mediums. C. White and Tom currently sitting P10, P11 respectively. Ooh. C. White nearly losing the rear end there. He lost about a little less than 3/100ths of a second there. 25 thousandths to be exact. Sam Howes has already invalidated his lap. An unfortunate situation there for the AlphaTauri driver. I imagine here he's going to be trying to harvest his ERS a bit. Only that was an option on the game where you could just do an ERS option where you either do, during the race, you could either hit harvest, overtake, and normal. That would be convenient. Remember when I first came back to F1 league racing, there were 5 ERS options. It was kind of nuts. There were also 4 fuel options. Of course, the 4th option was only available during quali, but hey, certainly wasn't a bad time. Dan Burnett has retired in the pits. Sam Howes is diving into the pits in every angle. Look at this. It looks like it's about to rain here, but then you look here and it doesn't look so bad. Certainly dark and cloudy, but doesn't look like you're about to get hit with a monsoon or something. Oh, and by the way, Snedden up to P2. It's a 16.575. He's just a hair over 2/10 slower than Howes. And Howes put up his time about 7-8 minutes ago. I mean, yeah, if there's anyone who's going to take pole position, it's going to be Sam Howes. The win is a different story. That could be anybody. But pole position, it's pretty much Howes for the taking. Honestly, if he doesn't take pole position, I'd be astounded. Easton has retired in the pits as well. Oh my god. That was a little risky. Technically not illegal, though. Can't do that as long as you don't impede the guy behind you. Can't do is do donuts during quali. At least I hope you can. And FG Adam across the line takes pole position by over 4/100ths of a second over Howes. And Howes is on an outlap, so he will be putting in one more run here. And there's no more sunlight no matter where you go on the track. There's no sun. So I'm starting to think this might be a wet Q3. It could be a wet Q3. See White starting his lap now. Sees a wizard diving into the pits. And he's retired from the session. What's happened to him? Why has he done this? Greg is the next man to cross the line. He's going to be putting up a final run. He's currently sitting P14. IGN Legends has invalidated his current lap. He's got 48 seconds left to get back to the line. I don't think he can afford to harvest ERS here. I don't know how much time he's got left. He runs a little wide there out of turn 10. Aldaf and Snedden dive into the pits. They both know they're safe. At least they think they should be. There's no guarantee anyone here is safe, really, except for probably Aldaf. Everyone else here is subjected to definitely improve a good margin. 10 seconds left in the session. C. White will be the first man to cross the line here. He's not going to reach the line in time, so he's not going to be able to put up a second lap. Checkered flag waves across the line. C. White puts up P3. It's a 16-3. Edarau doesn't improve. P9 is the best they can hope for. Tom takes P10 away from Mortz. Greg, next man across the line. Following him is going to be Tornado. He takes P11. It's not enough. He misses out by 100th of a second. Tornado doesn't improve. Mortz doesn't improve. The final two drivers I'm going to look at here are Reese and Legends. Reese is out on mediums. I don't understand the plot here. I think he's lost it. House takes pole right back from Adam. It's a 16-1. I think we're more than liable to see a time in the 15s. Reese finds over 4/10, but it's not enough to take away P10 from Tom. P12 for Reese. There you have it, your top 10. Oh, wait a second. Oh, Edarau actually put up another lap and took P10 away from Tom at the last second. So your bottom 5 are Season Wizard, Mortz, Reese, Greg, Tom, Edarau. Actually, I don't think it was Edarau. It must have been somebody else in the bottom 5. Maybe Dan Burnett? I think that was a Mercedes. It must have been one of the Mercedes got into the top 10. But Tom, Greg, Reese, Mortz, and Caesar Wizard are your bottom 5. Your top 10, Edarau, Tornado, Legends, Easton, Burnett, Snedden, Aldaf, C. White, Adam, and Sam Howes on top yet again. Ugh.
Immediately after he exited the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were car racing as children, so they could enter the sport with as much experience as possible. It hasn't always been like that though. In the 1950s, the average age of the drivers was...
And the first man out of the pits will be the Williams of C. White. Followed not so closely by the Williams of Dan Burnett. And here's something I want to ask you personally, Slicks.
Yes.
But I know
yes.
you're back. Ooh.
And here's something I want to add personally, Slicks.
I'm back.
Oh, all right. How did you feel about the race results tonight? I should say today, because for you guys it was like 1 p.m. when it started.
Annoyed and happy.
Reasonable. Personally, I loved it. Max had no shot at the win, so it was automatically the best race of the season for that alone.
I'm hoping it'll be like that in Japan as well.
I'm hoping it'll be like that until the day I pass. Oh man, for that reason alone, it was honestly the best race of the season. Pair that with the fact that there was an actual battle for the win in the final 10, 15 laps. It was like, wow, this race is actually good. I
So
figured it
that
would just be
Russell
good
binned
on
it.
the. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how you look at it and what kind of fan you are. I personally do not care for Mercedes or their drivers, so it really didn't bother me that George had. Well, I guess George would put it as the wall turned in on me. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm
But I
happy
imagine
Hamilton.
Lewis is probably the happiest driver on the grid because because of them not switching. Because if they had switched, that's a double DNF for Mercedes.
Yeah. Lawson did well as well, getting his first points in F1.
Oh, dude, Williams need to go out of their way and sign Lawson right now. Just be like, hey, here's $40 million. Give us Lawson.
Who are you going to replace then?
Obviously, Logan. Come on. I mean, as an American, yeah, of course I gotta pull for that guy. But when he's just driving, like exponentially worse than he should, I mean, it's just like, what are you supposed to do? If he was just generally slow, it'd be and didn't crash, it would be acceptable. I'd be like, well, at least he's not costing the team millions. But instead, he's basically Mick Schumacher without the famous last name. The 16.6 for C. White as he crosses the line. And can't wait for the obligatory Sam Howes pole by 4/10.
Do you reckon you'll get into the 15s?
Oh, it will. He'll get like a 15.5, 15.6 or something. The 16.6 for Dan Burnett as he takes P2. Got the Red Bull of Aldaf crossing the line now.
Sam goes purple sector 1.
Next man to cross the line. Oh, we got a yellow. It's for the Haas getting out of the way. Good news there.
Funny thing is, Sam is also on pad, and he's that quick.
He's on controller.
Yep.
That shouldn't even be legal. I'm gonna be honest. That's
Tornado
How
with
is
a
he that good on
16.3.
controller?
Purple
Adam with a
sector 2.
16.07 takes P1 for the moment, and then Tornado came and took pole from him by about a quarter of a second over Adam. It's 16.359. Sam Howes up the hill, opens the DRS across the line. It's a 16.0. Yeah, he's gonna get a 15.5 after that. That was probably a warm-up lap for Sam Howes, honestly.
Got Etero starting their hot lap. Legends starting their hot lap. You got Easton coming down the pit straight and sets a 16.3, which puts him P3. Then Aldaf with a 131.7
banker.
Adams into the pits.
Aldaf's invalidated in the first sector already. Yeesh. Hate to see it. Etero, though,
Next
it's a
driver will probably be
51.9.
the Etero. Going purple.
Don't pay attention to the purple sectors. They don't mean anything. This game has been irreversibly broken for years with the sectors. But out of the final corner, Etero up the hill, opens the DRS, and across the line it's 17.2.
Then we have a Legend, and he's Legend starting his outlap.
No, he was on a hot lap. He just invalidated.
You got both the AlphaTauris, both the Williams, and both the Mercedes in Q3 as well. Legends coming up into turn 9 and 10 and 11.
Across the line now, IGN Legends is going to put up a 17-0 to P7.
C. White's invalidated his hot lap. Got Dan Burnett on an out lap. We have Sam Howes is coming out for another lap.
I'd say it's pretty early to be coming out for a final run here.
And we have the AlphaTauri Snedden as well. And the Haas of Etero coming out. Dan starting his hot lap. Coming into turn 4. Oh, almost loses it.
Cruised by about 700ths of a second through the first sector. Middle sector here where you're going to make all that money. Coming down through the final corner now. Up the hill opens the DRS and to the line. It's a 16.344. It's only good enough for P2. Just over 2 minutes left in the session. We got a few more drivers coming out of the pits now. The only one who's still in is Tornado.
Sam is improving his time through sector 1.
That he is up by 600ths of a second. FG Adam crosses the line to start his out lap, or hot lap now. Edoral starting their hot lap. Aldaf starting his hot lap. Howes across the line. Almost loses the car completely out of turn 10. Almost a 10th up on his time. But that snap of oversteer might have killed any chance he had at a 15-second lap. Sub 116, I should say. Oh, wow.
15.9.
15.925, so he found a few more hundredths of a second in that final sector.
Do you think any other driver would get into the 15s?
Gotta hope. Snedden has yet to put up a time. It's a 51.3 through the first 2 sectors. He's running very fast through the first 2 sectors. What can the AlphaTauri do here in this final sector? Dan Burnett dives into the pits.
Sometimes.
The 16.328. Good enough to take P2 by 16 thousandths of a second. It's a provisional front row lockout for the AlphaTauris. 30 seconds left.
The next one to set and lap. 16.5.
Good enough to move them up to
Aldolf is
P6.
16.326.
Beating Snedden by 0.02 of a second. Once again, ruining an AlphaTauri front row. Easton, last man across the line. He crosses it with just 9 seconds left in the session. What more
Tornadoes
can the
invalidated
rest of this
his lap.
field do? Oh yeah, Tornado has, so we're going to move over to not Adam, but C. White. We got a yellow. It's Easton. He's already lost it in turn 2. Howes dives into the pits, retires. He's got pulled by 0.4 of a second. C. White, what can he do here? He's got to find 0.7 to take pole position. Only found about less than 0.5. Wow, he's way off right now. I don't think he's going to find any more time here in this final sector. There's really not a whole lot to find. I'm going to move over back to Tornado just for a second, see what he would have got. Lifted just prior to the line. 16.371 for C. White. It's P6. Go over to Adam. Adam, it's 16.2. It's P2 for him. IGN Legends invalidates. It would have been a 16.587. Eterau doesn't improve. And that's going to be it for qualifying. Sam Howes, your pole sitter in all 3 qualifying sessions. Aldaf immediately retires in the pits, so that should end our session. No, Easton saw us across the line. Adam following him, followed by Aldaf, Snedden, Dan Burnett, Tornado, C. White, Easton, Eterau, and IGN Legends. There you go. Alright, now we're going to be restarting this lobby due to the fact that some drivers are struggling to get back into this lobby, unfortunately. Gap between the drivers on the second row, though, only 0.02 of a second. Kind of nuts there. The gap between P8 and P2 is just over 0.1. Say as long as Sam Howes can keep up this pace, it should be a feisty battle for P2. Of course, if Sam Howes keeps the pace, yeah, I don't think it's going to be much of a fight for P1. And what I'm going to do... And good news, Muddy Biscuits got the screenshots for the grid order. Red Bull Racing has finished on the podium at every Singapore, Grand Prix that was part of the Formula One, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, not anymore. LMAO, Rip Bozo. Both those dudes, bozos, especially Checo after what he did today to Albon. Anyone hit me up with an invite, let me know. If not, I will give y'all my first ever what not to do track guide. Thank you, Muddy.
Right, let's have our predictions in the chat then.
Man, if I ever do that, the what not to do track guide though, I'm definitely gonna save it for before the race. Why is the screen? Is the screen frozen? The stream screen frozen on
It's not.
the qualifying order for Q3? Okay, so that's just my phone being an idiot. Okay. I wanted to be sure. I was like, uh-oh, what's going on?
It's not frozen for me.
Yeah, there we go. Now it's on this. We got all drivers. No, we don't. Because I'm a spectator. What are we missing?
I think that's everyone. I think there was 18 people in Q1 anyway.
Okay, yeah, no, Greg's here. Someone mentioned Greg, and for a second I was like, uh-oh. But, no, he's fine.
He's got his fans in the chat today again.
Did we have rain for the race? Because right now the weather icon over there is cloudy.
Whoa.
I mean, if that's what we're gonna have is just a cloudy race, that's cool. I almost want to keep it a surprise, but at the same time, yeah. See, I can't look at it. All I can do is just look at custom weather. We're missing a Haas, and we're missing an Aston Martin. Wait a minute. We're missing Edarau. And someone joined. It was Muddy, I guess, that just joined.
Yep.
But he wasn't. Then who's the extra person we got now? Drastic Blaze? Gotta be Drastic Blaze. I don't think it could be anybody else.
I don't know, it wasn't a rainy race by the looks of it. It was just very cloudy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it just says it's very cloudy. And we got a full grid. Let's go. Awesome. Alright, I think Drastic Blaze is the one guy that wasn't here the first time. I think he were there. No one try and gank me for being wrong there, but I don't know what to do with that then.
Now we wait for Easton to set the grid up and we're ready to go.
appears we're ready to go. Lovely. Ah, damn, that sucks. Alright, I don't think we have formation lap on, do we?
I think we do. I'm not 100% sure.
Ah. Okay. Alright, let's look at these tires situation. Got Drastic Blaze, Pigeon Munch both on the softs, Harping on them hards, softs, medium, soft, 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 medium, medium, medium. Of course, this is all looking like it's changing pretty commonly, or pretty often. And we do have a formation lap. I mean, literally, this game volume for me is so low, I can't even hear the engines. I mean, sheesh. Aldaf's already been disqualified for something. I'm not sure what. So from back to front, we have got Drastic Blaze P20. Ahead of him, we got Mr. Pigeon Munch, Harpin, Muddy Biscuit, Steffi Weffy, he's a wizard, Mortz, Reese, Greg, Tom, Legends, Edarau, Easton, Sea White, Tornado, Dan Burnett, and Aldaf, who's been disqualified before he really even did anything. FGE Adam, and of course Sam Howe's on pole position. He's gonna start on the softs. Means if he doesn't get a safety car in the first 6 or so laps, it's gonna really, really hurt him. Drivers that have underfueled. Saw a few yellow lights here when I was going through. We've got, well, we got Reese in the crash. Not what I was gonna say. We got Mortz who's underfueled. And I swear I saw one more. I know I saw one more. On the final corner, though, they will line up. Oh, look at that. Falcons beat the Packers. Nice. Ederau has also gotten disqualified for a misalignment on the grid. I think they were like about 2 meters off to the side. Muddy Biscuit Harpin also getting misalignment issues.
Three,
Lights
4,
on.
5.
Oh, Pigeon Much gets a drive-through, and it's lights out, and away we go here for the Portuguese Grand Prix. I was getting a good start off the line, able to block off Adam. Adam just slugs in behind him. Oh, we got out half a round. That could be huge. Never mind, ghosting's on. It's not going to be anything. Oh, we got a car around in the back. I think it's Mortz. It is. Continuing to have position battles back here. Caesar Wizard and Tom fighting here for P11. Caesar Wizard gets past the Ferrari. Both the Ferraris starting on the mediums, Caesar on the softs. Along with Reese, Ederau, Howes, Muddy Biscuit, and Mortz. Mortz, unfortunately, did not work out very well for him. He's down to P20. Reese getting past IGN Legends, another medium runner here. Ooh, Reese almost losing the car there through penultimate corner. Caesar Wizard getting past the Mercedes of Legends. Legends slots in right behind him. We've got a car diving into the pits. It's Ederau. They've got damage. So does Pigeon Munch. Moritz is one of those guys who underfueled. Side by side there through turn 4 is very, very risky. I'm not quite sure how they managed to pull that off and not collect each other. Got a... Ooh, Craig losing the rear end just a bit. Both of the Haas's having to pit on lap 1. An absolutely disastrous start for them. Well, I'd say the two teams here that have had probably the best start are... Oh, a little bit of contact there between Greg and Legends. Keep it on track, though. No one losing the car. Tornado and Snetted both fighting here for P3. Get on board with C. White. Get a front row seat for it. Howes has pulled almost a second and a half and more now, over a second and a half on Adam. C. White has got a huge straight line advantage right now. Gets boxed in, though, by the Alpha Tauri and... Oh, Aston Martin. Oh, my God. What was that? Okay.
I for a dive bomb.
Might have just been a tad bit of a lag spike.
Session. I don't think I have him added. Oh!
Oh, he's crashed! C. White's crashed. He's in the wall. The virtual safety car. Yeah, neither of us can invite him back in. I'm not on PC.
I don't have him added as an EA friend either.
I think to start this stream, or before the stream started, I should have just added a bunch of people that aren't on Xbox. DRS has been re-enabled. And that's caught out a handful of drivers. Easton, meanwhile, is gaining 2 positions. At least he did for a second there. Dan Burnett fought right back to retake P5. Tom. Oh, we got a Ferrari around. It's Greg. He's around. The other Ferrari of Tom trying to keep in touch with these guys up ahead of him.
Greg fans aren't going to be happy.
Certainly not. Oh, we got a car around. It's Reese again. I said again. I don't think he's actually spun before then. It was his teammate Aldaf. So we got another Red Bull around. This is not where I want to see the Red Bulls do terribly, though. I'd prefer it in real life, not in the league. I mean, you agree, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't really care who wins. If it would have been George that won, if it would have been Lando, and even Lewis I'd have accepted, but not Max. Anybody but Max is the motto. Aldaf, the first man on track to get a 3-second time penalty here. Which just compounds the fact that he's got wing damage right now. Drastic Blaze getting past IGN Legends for P10 here. IGN Legends and Aldaf both into the pits. They must have both got damage there. Oh! Drastic Blaze just ever so slightly touches the back of the AlphaTauri of Snedden. He's a wizard, losing a few positions. He's lost it out of the hairpin. He's down from P5 to P8. Could there have been contact that started this? Drastic Blaze still on the gearbox of Snedden. He's on the softer tire. He's got to get past him now. He cannot afford to wait. Oof. Snedden giving just enough room there for Drastic to fit his car through, but Drastic giving him more than enough space. I had to ride the yellow curb there. Almost sent himself off. Oh, Snedden going very wide there. Almost losing the car completely. Almost cut off Drastic Blaze.
Blaze going down on the inside.
Got the position there. Steffi's also going to try and get the position. Going to see if he can do that. And dive down the inside. That's not what you want to do here at turn 1. It's like turn 1 at Australia. If you try and dive down the inside and you don't have the position, you're just going to cost yourself the race. It's frankly it's not a smart move. Got a close fight here, but for P4 between Dan Burnett, Easton, and Tom. All of them right on top of that Mercedes driver. Right now, Dan's gonna hope he can get into the DRS of Tornado, otherwise he's gonna be extremely vulnerable here.
Looks like Tom took out them advertising boards.
Has he now?
Oh, Snedden's around.
Oh yeah, he is. He's gone around at turn 12. He's dropped to P14. He was P11 there.
Sam and Atom have a great lead with 6 seconds.
Look at that. Yeah, I don't think Sam Howes is really feeling any pressure at all. Adam might be feeling a bit, but not much. Maybe pressure to catch up to Howes,
the
but
gearbox are muddy. Alda making the move on Legends.
Easton continuing to hound Dan Burnett right now. Drastic Blaze has gotten past.
Muddy.
Drastic Blaze is not going to get DRS off his teammate, though. He's only over 1.5 seconds back.
A drag race down the pitch straight. Easton using DRS and in the slipstream.
Not gonna matter. He stayed right behind him. Reese getting past Steffi for P10. So right about now is when the soft tires are gonna just die completely. In fact, Adam's caught up 4/10 since we last mentioned him. Oh boy, what was that from Tornado? Gonna be side by side through turns 7 and 8. Very risky move here. Oh!
Make contact.
Dan, I think, lost the rear end just a bit and it bumped Easton.
There's contact.
And now he's under threat from Tom. Tom dives down the inside.
Still will to will.
Yeah, they're not. He's not going to give that up. Not yet. He already lost one spot. He doesn't want to lose another. Don't know how much more he's got to say about it, though. And no, there he is.
This is going to bring
Lost
the
the
two
position.
McLarens into the fight if it keeps happening.
Down to P6, and yes, it very well could. Drastic Blaze has pulled a monster gap on Muddy Biscuit. 1.5 seconds in a lap.
You see them softs are starting to lose their grips now.
Yeah, if I'm on the softs, I would definitely get off of them now. That's what I was saying earlier. If you start on the softs, you're gonna want a. Oh my God, this kid! You're gonna want an early safety car. First 6, 7 laps. Anything later than that, and it's not gonna help much.
Yeah.
Right now, Sam's lead on Tornado is 10.1 seconds. On Adam, it's 1.7. I keep forgetting Adam had first off, Adam just incredible pace on those mediums. To keep it anywhere near Sam on the softs is incredible. In fact, if he'd have been on the softs, I can argue that Adam would probably be the one with a 10-second lead over P2. But might not matter now. He's probably going to take the lead here in about a lap or two. Of course, unless Sam Howes stays out like he did this lap. We've got Tornado, who's apparently low on fuel. Yeah, that's right, folks. Fuel consumption at this track is just...
If you're underfueled, then we've got Easton
extremely aggressive. No, actually, here's the thing. On the formation lap, I checked everybody, and only one person had underfueled, and it was Mortz. Now, Mortz right now is also low on fuel, but Mortz also can't rejoin, so... Tragically, does not matter. Steffi is low on fuel. Tornado is low on fuel. I think Sam as well. I think so.
Sam isn't.
Now it would have shown up at some point. What am I doing?
Atom's closing that gap here, and he's gained 4/10 in the last 2 laps.
Meanwhile, he's pulled about 5/10 to Easton in the last 2 laps. Only actually more than that. 8, 9, 10. What is Easton okay? He's not playing aggressive defense. He's got a bit of a gap to Tornado, so that's clearly not it. He's just making... Perhaps he's making mistakes, like subtle mistakes. He keeps his lead, but...
keeping aware of his
Loses.
tire. Well,
I don't know. It's something that
Tom makes the move on Tornado.
by Tornado having DRS. It's P4 now for the Ferrari.
Tom also had DRS, but he used his ERS as well.
Certainly must have, unless
Better
space
row
just
with 3
lifted.
seconds.
Pigeon and Sneddon fighting for P14 right now. The Alpines have done a good enough job to at least recover due to their P18-19 start, but they're still not in the points yet. They've got to hope for either a well-timed safety car or perhaps just the race to come to them. Maybe there ends up being rain late in the race and they end up pitting onto a set of softs and then
How are you looking
I don't know.
towards Portugal and for Tuesday?
Well, in TT, I feel awful. I've done not much race practice. I've kind of been watching. Yesterday, I watched a lot of college football, frankly, so I haven't really done much practice.
I've only done TT and that's it.
I did like 11, 12 laps or so of TT. Felt awful. I really didn't want to keep doing it. And, oh, look at that. Tom with a very risky dive bomb, but it works to perfection. He takes P3 away from Easton. And you gotta hope now that he can, or he's gotta hope now that he can start to pull away from the Alfa Romeo. Greg gets a 3-second time penalty. Fighting with Harpin for P12 here. But the gap to Adam now,
Grid is all over.
9.8 seconds.
Atom almost within a second of Sam. Them softs are really wearing off. Sneddon with a 3 seconds.
Sneddon. Look at that, he's just outside. I think right now, Adam, you want to use that ERS. Get yourself just barely in the DRS range, and he's going to have it here.
Sam is wanting to pit in the next few laps.
Top speed we got here, 190 versus 197 there. He didn't catch up an awful lot, but he certainly did
Atom
catch
is getting
up.
a lot more grip than Sam is out these corners.
Oh, we got Easton who does the same move as Tom, takes P3.
Cesar with the 3 seconds.
I thought he said Sam Howe. I was like, wait, what? That says Caesar Wizard. Got Adam continuing to reel in this AlphaTauri. And the thing is, Sam Howe, even though he's
got the
losing time to Adam, he's clearly still maintaining, doing a good job of maintaining the gap to the rest of the field. Here's another thing: no one has pit onto a new set of tires yet. Of course, we had the drivers in the beginning, the very beginning of the race, like Moritz, C. White, Aldaf, Legend, etc. But you don't, we haven't seen anyone pit just yet. We're gonna look to these other soft runners of Caesar Wizard, Muddy, and Reese, as Howes has stayed out for yet another lap. He's done 13 laps on those softs. Caesar Wizard stays out. Muddy Biscuit, where is he going to go? He is not going to go into the pits. Reese does dive into the pits. He is the first of the soft runners to pit under this pit cycle.
Race is pitting onto the mediums.
Yeah, 13 laps on the softs. You could probably take the mediums 20 laps. I don't think that's a bad idea. The key is getting the softs to 13 laps. How hard Sam Howe's pushed in the beginning. I'm shocked his tires haven't punctured by now. Especially with all the high load
within
corners.
3/10 of him now.
Oh yeah, he's right on the gearbox. He can practically smell what he had for breakfast this morning.
See White makes the move for P16. Sam goes into the pits.
He gave Adam DRS though. The first lap he gave him DRS, he should have pit. All he's done now is just help Adam out.
Will the other soft runners be pitting? That's the thing.
Oh, one of them is. He's a wizard. Muddy Biscuit also diving into the pits. He wants to try and cover off that pit stop made by Reese. I imagine they're all going to go onto the mediums. FGE Adams already out of the pits. Is Steffi going to pass him crucially? No. Forces Steffi to go a little bit off track to avoid hitting the AlphaTauri. Sam's tire's really cold right now. He's a Wizard comes out behind Pigeon Munch. Muddy Biscuit crucially comes out behind both CY and Reese. And Snedden is retired in the pits. It's been an unfortunate race for the AlphaTauri, and it started off really well, and unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened, but he just fell off. I don't know if he spun or what.
Snedden, I think, retires in the pits.
AI is coming back out. Gotta watch out for that. Good news, Adam more than passes it, but will Tom be as lucky? We got Dan Burnett at for 14, 15 now. Laps on those mediums. He retires from the session. Or, retires? What? He pits. He's going on to the hards. I mean, obviously that makes sense. But you just saw a handful of drivers start on softs and go 14, 13, whatever laps on softs. And they went on to the mediums. Your instinct was to go on to the hards. Greg is well on the hards. These guys aren't going to feel very smart if those guys who pit on the softs end up being able to make it to the end with ease. Ooh. Big snappage there from Easton.
How long do you think these medium runners would have to take their tyres to?
I don't know if you want to pit onto the softs. I'd say go at least to the end of lap 20. At bare minimum, you got to pit on lap 20 if you want to pit onto the softs. If you're going on to the hards, you've kind of already missed your pit window. You got to hope that that you can get onto the softs, keep pace. It's a 16 lap old mediums. I'm not sure how long the mediums here can last. I haven't done any race trim here yet, race simming or anything here yet. So I don't know. Got a 4-car battle here for P2 between Easton, Tom, Tornado, and Drastic Blaze. Drastic Blaze, who's done a phenomenal recovery effort here from P20 all the way to P5. I think right now House has got to figure out that balance between pushing too hard and trying to maintain a good amount of pace. If he pushes too hard, he's going to catch up to these guys too quickly and then be stuck in a 5-car DRS train. And he'll be at the tail end of it. If he doesn't catch up to him quickly enough, he's not going to be able to take advantage of the pit stop. Sam House takes fastest lap of the race in 18.655. Dan Burnett goes around the outside of Harpin to take P8. Unfortunately, he overtook Harpin maybe about a moment too early. Nope, never mind. Harpin's diving into the pits, but he does have to worry about Caesar Wizard. Caesar Wizard, though, might be too far back, and yes, certainly is not going to be able to fight the position there. Oh, look at that. Oh, contact between Burnett and Caesar Wizard there for P8.
Pigeon Munch stuck in the red bull sandwich with Aldelf behind him and Reese in front of him.
Caesar Wizard diving down the inside of turn 10. Almost forces Dan Burnett off track there.
Tornado has a... Well, no, Easton's
Tom's gotten
got
past
a
Easton.
second gap to Tornado. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3.
Not for that. Not quite sure what that was for.
Legends is 2 attempts behind CY. Probably looking to make the move down this DRS straight.
We got
Adam's
Adam
into
in
the
the
pits.
pits after 19 laps. He's in the
All other
pits.
medium runners following.
I don't think they'll want to follow him this early. Tom getting DRS along with Easton, so Easton's not going to be able to overtake.
Tornado with a
Tornado
5
gets a
second
5
for stealing the pit
second.
lane.
Adam comes out of the pits onto a set of softs. House has passed him by about a mile. Caesar Wizard's too far back to take advantage of Adam's pit stop there. He will be able to pass the Aston Martin of Tornado, though, as will Dan Burnett. In fact, even Reese is able to pass him. Ooh, that was close. The 3 drivers who pit this lap all going on to the softs: Steffi, Weffy, Tornado, and Adam. I don't know if Adam's going to be able to take those to the end. At least not take them to the end and be competitive at the end. $19 on the mediums, 14 on the softs. It's a very bold strategy
Sam's
there.
in DRS range of Blaze.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Blaze, that front pack of that front DRS
We have
train
Tom
pack,
into the pits. And Blaze is in the pits as well.
Hal's only 1.6 seconds off the lead now. Tom and Blaze have 20 laps on the
7.3
mediums,
second
both going
gap
on to
to
the softs. Pigeon Munch with a 5-second speeding penalty that's going to kill his race. Got a yellow. It's for a Ferrari. It's Tom. And I don't... He may have reset. I don't know. House has caught up to Easton. Gotta imagine Easton comes into the pits now. Exactly what he does. Adam takes fastest lap of the race in 18.398. 6.3 seconds and dropping between him and Howes.
Do you reckon there will be a safety car?
I don't think there's been one yet, so I'm not sure.
Look at the penalties as well. We got Cesar Wizard with 3 seconds, Tornado with 5 seconds, Aldalf with 3 seconds, Legends with 3 seconds, Greg with 3 seconds, Pigeon Munch with 5 seconds, and Etero with...
Aldalf has crashed. It's going to be a full course safety car. Wow. I can't imagine how disappointed Easton feels right now. He's just pit, and now it's a safety car. He's all the way down in P8. He's on fresh softs, but
do you think Sam will pit for the softs or stay out in the mediums?
You gotta pit. It doesn't matter how many laps you've done on a set of tires. Even if all you've done is an out lap, if you get a safety car, you pretty much have to pit. Otherwise, you don't really have a shot. Your tires are gonna feel so dead. And I'm not sure why the game has made new tires the only good set of tires you can possibly have. But yeah, here we are.
Looks like Sam will be keeping this lead unless if Burnett comes out. No, he doesn't, but Atom.
Oh, damn, Burnett stays
softs as well.
Oh, this is going to be key for Howes. He's going to be able to keep P1. Adam keeps P3 over Drastic Blaze. Drastic almost had him about half a car length away from taking P3 away from him. He's on 2-lap-old softs, so his tires are definitely going to feel absolutely terrible. I mean, they're going to feel like they're 40 laps old.
Everyone would be wanting to go on today's softs now.
Yeah, even everyone in the back of the field also coming in again. Mr. Pigeon Munch only 2 laps on his softs, and he's coming in to pit for another set of fresh softs. Like, guys, I'm not joking when I say a lap or 2 literally makes a huge difference on a safety car restart. I don't know why it does. I just know that it does. Your 2 laps of wear on those tires are going to feel like 200, or at least 200. And for some reason, they're going to be either frozen cold or they're going to be so hot it literally burns a hole in the earth. There's no in between. Frankly, I've had times on safety car restarts where my tires feel both hot and cold. Like, it makes no sense. It's like driving the 2014 Ferrari. Your safety car restart order should be as follows: Sam Howes, Dan Burnett, FGE Adam, Drastic Blaze, Easton, Caesar Wizard, Reese, Steffi Weffy, Tornado, Tom, Muddy Biscuit, Legends, C White, Greg, Harpin, Pigeon Munch, Edarau, and Mortz, who is your lone driver down 1 lap. another lap with the safety car, at least one more lap. Edoral back into the pits one last time for a, once again, put on an even fresher set of softs. Good news is I get 2 weeks off for GSRL, thank God. It's October 7th or whatever it'll be when I race again in that league. Safety car is in this lap. Arrow's gotta hurry. Catch back up to the pack. The good news is they're not that far ahead. Ooh, almost came in too quick. Sam Howes will lead the way. That's side by side for Dan Burnett and Howes. Howes goes and catches Burnett off by a mile. But Adam remembers he can't overtake until everyone's crossed the line. Everyone's crossed the line now. Everyone's going for moves. Tornado, Steffi, Weffy, all going for positions. Oh, Tornado, or Tom, excuse me, almost losing it completely. Steffi dropping through the pack. What's happening to him?
Everyone getting 5 seconds.
Oh no, please don't tell me that's what's happening. She's a wizard. Awesome. Reese and Steffi Weffy have all gotten 5-second penalties. I do hope those are all removed because I didn't see anything that they did wrong. Let's just be honest here. Easton gets past. It's P4 now for the Alfa Romeo. P3 for Drastic Blaze. Dan Burnett defending pretty hard here. I'm not sure why. I feel like at this point you should probably just get out of the way of everyone. Don't even bother. 10-lap old hards versus a bunch of sets of fresh softs. I mean, he's pretty much lost to any chance at points here. His best bet, frankly, is to just let his teammate through and then continue trying to defend. He loses the rear end there a bit. The number one guy he's got to get out of the way of is his teammate here. Howes takes fastest lap 17.444. Dan Burnett still just holding position. Tornadoes crashed. What's happened there? What has happened there? I'm trying to get an angle I can't see. Oh, dude, the leaderboard literally got in my way. That's actually cancer. Okay, well, that's fun. That was fun. Okay, now the question becomes, does Dan Burnett... I imagine Dan Burnett has to pit. He's the one guy who you just absolutely have to. You don't have a choice. Either you pit or you finish P16. Steffi Weffy's probably another one that has to. You gotta pit. You just gotta pick to pit. Moritz, I don't really think it matters since he's a lap down. He can pit if he wants, try to take fastest lap, but again, don't know if it'll change much. Top 3 all stay out. Easton stays out. Reese. He's a wizard, dives in. He's going to have to serve that 5-second penalty. No, he retires. Okay, great. So he got a 5-second penalty. Could have been removed and retired. Lovely. Tornado. No, I was going to say, I think Tornado just did the same thing. But actually, no. He was the one who caused the safety car to come out. So forgive me there for a moment there, Tornado. Handful of guys here take pit stops. Steffi's serving his 5-second. Didn't really have much of a choice. I think he wanted to be able to at least fight for the win here. Plus, with how late the safety car came out, it didn't really hurt him. So good news there, but yeah.
Caesar 2 Wizard also retires in the pits.
Oh yeah, I already covered that. I mean, he literally quit. I don't know. I mean, if he could have stayed out, the 5 would have been removed.
Probably have
maybe people behind him would have had penalties.
Or 4.
Well, this is the first lap. The field's been behind the safety car, so I'm guessing we're gonna have 3. Unless the safety car comes in this time. And I'm like cracked out, but it's definitely not because Steffi's too far back. It's gonna be at least 1 more lap, which means it'll be 4 laps of racing.
Tornado said he went through the floor. I reckon safety car will be in the next lap.
Alright, well, safety car restart order is as follows. You got Sam House P1 again, Adam, Drastic Blaze, Easton, Reese, Tom, IGN Legends, Muddy Biscuits, C. White, Greg, Edarau, Harpin, Dan Burnett, Mr. Pigeon Munch, Steffi Weffy, and Mortz. I'd say the drivers who are probably going to be the fastest on this restart are going to be Edarau and Dan Burnett. Surely because of their lack of wear. I know all this has been under the safety car, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. It really doesn't matter how little wear you got. Once you do that restart, it's like the tires lose 50% of the grip. It's actually insane. Yeah, see, it does hide that. Safety car will be in this lap. Apparently, Tornado has gone through the track, which is why he crashed.
About to see
how he. I would love to see the clip because seriously, I don't understand. I don't understand how that could happen.
That sound goes early.
Yeah, very early. Dan Burnett gets a 5-second penalty before the damn. He's even crossed the line. This is obscene. This is obscene. This game is really broken. Well. I mean, God, man, this game is just broken. Jurassic Blaze with an absolutely god-awful restart. I don't know what he's
Gonna
doing,
have
but
DRS on the
Easton's
last lap.
around and he's out of the points. P3 to P15 in the blink of an eye. IGN Legends now overtakes Blaze, and he's gonna go diving down the inside of Tom. It's gonna be P4 for him if he can hold on to it. Lose the rear end a little bit out of the hairpin, and he's not gonna get P4. Jurassic Blaze down to P7. It'd be P8.
Sam's.
Etero's out. And it's another virtual. And Dan Burnett gets a 5-second penalty for a collision with her, or him, or whoever. And they're out of the race. This is going to be basically a one-lap virtual safety car. Oh, actually, no, because of the VSC. It could be any amount of time. This is going to help out Adam by a mile. Unless Howes just doesn't have a very good restart, or he gets a drive-through or something. It looks like Haas isn't going to score any points here tonight either. It's green flag back out. Adam getting a pretty good jump on the restart. IGN Legends looking for the move down the inside of Tom yet again. Not going to give that up yet. And then it's really close to getting an overtake here is Dan Burnett. Here for P8. Mortz has passed the
Dan Burnett gets another penalty,
3-second.
which puts him on 13 seconds worth of penalty.
Yeah, the 10 might not get removed after all. I think the stewards will just be like, oh, well, the game gave you 10 seconds. I guess we'll just
Let's have a look
give
at
you a
the
penalty
position
point
changes
instead.
as well quickly. We have Race up in 10 places, Legends up in 6, Tom up in 6, C White up in 6. Drastic Blaze is up in 13 places. Very impressive.
2 laps to go. Adam is 2 seconds back on Howes. Looks like for the first time since I don't even know when, Sam Howes is going to have a race where he not only gets pole but takes the win too. He's only got 40 points on the season. We got a handful of cars off. We got Pigeon Munch and Steffi. Easton and Muddy might have also been involved there. Muddy's got wing damage.
It's been a hectic race as well.
Certainly a hectic ending at the least.
Reese makes it up into P4.
Could be a double podium here for Williams if C. White can just navigate his way past Tom.
He is on older tires by a lap.
And the 1 lap will make a bit of a difference.
Sam Howes has a 2-second lead against Atom, which will help him very.
Across the line, starting the final lap.
And we're starting the lap.
And look at this, Tom absolutely storming down the pit straight there. Oh, C. White bumping the curb there. Ooh, bit of contact, Reese and
Pigeon Munch for the
Tom.
3 seconds.
Oh boy. Reese down the inside. There's contact between him and Tom. They're still fighting. If they stay side by side through here, it's going to be really
Reese is
tough.
low on fuel as well.
Oh, sheesh. Is he? Oh, he is. He's red light.
He's the only one that has low fuel as well. Everyone else is.
Oh,
on
C.
it.
White and IGN Legends. Legends not trying to give this position up. I don't think it matters, though. Ooh, Legends off the track. He gets another 3. And he just dive bombs with
contact.
no regard. Okay, that should be a penalty. I'm sorry. That should be a penalty. That's an absolutely ridiculous dive bomb there by Legend. Across the line now, though, it's going to be Howes taking P1, P2 for Adam, almost 3 seconds behind. Recent. Oh, we got a yellow. Oh, might have been Pigeon Munch. I don't know what happened there, though. Tom takes P3, P4 Drastic Blaze, followed by C White. Reese Harpin takes P7, bringing home very, very valuable points for Alpine. Started off this race very poorly. Easton P8 gets a good recovery drive there. P9 for Legends. P10 for Greg, so he does at least get a point. Muddy Biscuit, Steffi Weffy, Dan Burnett, Pigeon Munch P14, and running really slow there. And Mort's, his AI, takes P15. I don't think they needed to disqualify his AI since, you know, it didn't really score points there, but to each their own. Yeah, trust me, Maddie, I remember a bunch of people have penalties from previous races. I think it's this division, or if not, it's Div 2 or 3 or something, where there's like 8 different drivers with a carryover penalty. It's kind of insane.
Will that bring 25 points to the AlphaTauri as well?
Yeah, they need to make an F0 and put this guy in it, because that is insane how dominant he was. It wasn't really even close.
Alright, I'll get the top 1 and 2 in, or 2 and 3 in, because Sam is on PC.
Alright, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. I gotta get myself a drink. I'm dying.
Well, it looks like I'll just be doing the interviews then. Unless if Days comes back quickly. Right. I'll start with you, Tom, then. How did you find qualifying?
Didn't go my way one bit. I thought in Q2 I'd be able to get through on the mediums. It wasn't fast enough, and then I went out at the end, and it again wasn't fast enough. I messed up sector 1, and I tried to claw back time, but it wasn't enough, even though I should have been competing for the top 5. But yeah, came back in the race.
How did you think the race went for yourself?
It went alright. There was a lot of carnage throughout the field. That just, you know, driving standards should have been better.
There was a lot of fighting with a bunch of contact in there, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought my race was over after I pit, because it's in the pit lane, 2 cars that were battling out, just didn't acknowledge me coming out of the pits and took me out. But due to the safety cars, I managed to find my way back and then just minimise time loss and not get a penalty.
Right. Well, congratulations on the podium. And I don't know if Days has any questions for you.
I do. Tom, what were those final few laps like for you?
Oh mate, it was tough because there were so many drivers fighting for position. Even though they had time penalties, you'd think they want to minimise time loss to maximise their finishing position. But they just fought for every position they could, which cost them time and probably ended up costing them positions because it was close at the end due to the safety car. But I knew not to take any massive risks because I didn't have any penalty.
I know Legends for one certainly fought pretty hard and ended up finishing all the way down in P9, and that's before Stewart's report is even out.
Yeah, same with Reese. He fought extremely hard.
Next week we'll be heading to the streets of Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Strip. How are you feeling about that one?
Yeah, obviously the newest track on the calendar. Not sure what to expect, but I'll do my best.
Alright, well, that's it from you, Slicks, and that's it from me.
Congratulations on the podium.
Yeah,
Cheers.
congrats on P3, Tom. And best of luck to you next week for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. And again, that'll do it from me. Once again, I've been your host, Days Freak, alongside my co-commentator, Slicks. Thank you all for watching. What?
We have Adam.
Oh, goody. I didn't know if he. I didn't hear if he joined or not.
Yeah. Right. Atom, how did you think your qualifying went?
Yeah, I mean overall was quite decent. I tried to save one fresh step or so for the race because I obviously knew that the hard was 2 steps harder than the medium and therefore not really usable in the race. And it all went quite fine. In Q3 though, the final run I lost like 2 or 3 tenths in the middle second, like with having a skill issue really. So I could have gotten pole there, and yeah, with the worst lap I had really all quali. I got P2 was decent, and obviously the restart, which basically made it worthless to have saved its offset. I knew Sam would go soft. I was quite confident that he would. Just like I'm gonna go medium, so I saw that it
Sam was very quick today.
went on hard. Yeah, and I knew that Sam is very quick. Obviously, from FP now as well. I knew it would be best just not to fight each other, especially in different tires. I think we were the class of field today, which was good. But we get some green light running in safety car. We would have had a chance to beat him on the reverted strategy really, and the green flag running all to the end. But yeah, safety car came in between, and then it was just not worth it to go full send on the same tires as well. So it was best to extend the championship lead really, and thank you for race to race, and especially with Easton only scoring a few points. That's good after I'm really in the last 2 races. So yeah, quite happy with that one.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the podium. And I don't know if Days Freak has any questions.
Speaking of your championship lead there, Adam, P2. First off, congratulations on the P2. Very smart racing from you all night. You didn't make any mistakes really in the race. I heard you say you were a little disappointed with a mistake in quali, but in the grand scheme of things, you've brought in your championship lead out to about 15 or so now. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, obviously it feels good. I mean, I'm over Baku now from what happened there, but obviously still a bit annoyed because it, in the grand scheme of things, could now be 50 or 60 points. But yeah, I think considering I lost the lead before Belgium and I had that 5 second and looming over myself for Spa as well, I think it's very good to create a gap again. And yeah, obviously good, especially as Vegas and Saudi Arabia are not really good tracks for pad. So that will certainly be very interesting. But good to have a bit of a buffer to take maybe some more risks in the next 2 races. But yeah, good to be at the top for now.
Certainly is. I wish I could relate or even imagine, but here we are. Anything else you want to say, or is that it?
No, that's all from me.
Very well. All right. Thank you for the interview, Adam. Best of luck to you next week for the Las Vegas Grand Prix as we head down to the Strip.
All right.
I already
Cheers,
said the
guys.
outro. I've been your host, Days Freak, alongside my co-commentator, Slicks. Thank you all for watching. Wherever you are, have a good day, good night, good morning. And goodbye.
Good evening.